We've had doors opening, red footsteps, shadows seen.
Can you bang? Like this? That's the door. Was this door shut?
And there's also a woman on the stairs, on the back stairs. She hung herself and she was a servant in the hall. And she's been seen outside the building. She's been seen inside the building.
I hear a woman. Am I alone? I'm not alone, am I? Somebody's in here with me.
Some places keep adding new layers of history to its land, and Jarrow is one of those. From Roman settlements, a Viking invasion when this place was nothing more than an Anglo Saxon village and monastery, to its social history. I made an awful video many years ago about how there is still rumoured to be a lost Viking longboat in this area that is still available to watch. The hall here at Jarrow was built in 1785 by Simon Temple, a local businessman whom had opened collieries in the area during the Industrial Revolution. He was a man who also made a fortune from shipbuilding during the Napoleonic Wars, but he would later become bankrupt, losing every penny and the very house that he loved. The house itself is located on land once occupied by an Anglo Saxon farm dwellings close to the Monk Wearmouth Jarrow Abbey, which was built in 674 AD. The land is most commonly associated with Saint Bede, one of the most famous teachers of Christianity in British history. A terrible plague killed the majority of monks living on this land, but it soon grew again and became one of the most powerful monasteries outside of Rome. St. Bede would spend his days here. His ghost is still said to be present since the middle of the 8th century. Just 1 year after the Vikings raided the holy island of Lindisfarne, which I investigated last year, the Vikings attacked here in 794 AD. It was another massacre, and the site was temporarily abandoned. Over 600 monks lived on this site, and it is assumed that they were either massacred or fled the attack. In 875, Jarrow was raided again by Halfdan, the brother of the notorious Ivor the Boneless. And this time, the Vikings suffered a heavy loss of life, and the area was burnt to the ground. There are credible sources that talk about a Viking leader being captured and put to death here in Jarrow after their boat tried to land here during a heavy rainstorm, but it was chased away, sinking in the River Tyne. Tie this in with the lost longboat up the River Don theory, and you can see why this place has suffered some graphic history. The monastery never recovered from this and was never fully restored, although there were several attempts. The dissolution of the monasteries closed this chapter for good. It's no wonder that over the centuries this house has had several ghost stories. Even in its early years, people who lived and worked here would talk about a negative entity on the land. A servant hanged herself from one of the building's 2 staircases in the 18th century, and she is still said to be seen in the area where she died. This is true, but I can't confirm the legend that she was pregnant to a man of gentry, something socially forbidden during these times. Whilst a modern day staircase has been built on the site, for many years the rope marks were still visible on the original banister. There's a grey lady. She is said to be Isabella Chater, the daughter of Sir William Chater, an MP for Sunderland. She was married to Thomas Druitt, whose father had bought the house from Simon Temple. However, Thomas died in 1870. She is said to have lived here alone for 24 years before dying a lonely widow, and she's buried very close by in St. Paul's Church, on the site of the old monastery. Her husband's family were immensely disliked, having refused to spend any more money on the collieries they owned, and were blamed for the deaths of 84 miners that are judged to have died in their pits due to lack of safety measures. Thomas had refused to install things like underground ventilation in his pit as a safety measure because it wasn't worth the money. Alfred Chater inherited the hall and used it as a fever hospital for patients with infectious diseases. You can take a wild guess just how many people could have died in that era. The hall was later taken over by the local council, and during the war it was an ammunition storage place and where people could come and collect their gas masks. It then became nothing more than a storage building for a local gardener for the park next door. This glorified shed later falling into disrepair before funding transformed it into a museum and community centre. In the 90s, the site would open as Bede's World, named after the saint, and featured a reconstructed Anglo Saxon village. Even today, many items found on the land are on display inside the museum. The ghost stories from this place are fascinating, from moans and voices heard within the hall, full-bodied apparitions, shadow figures and footsteps on the stairs leading down to the cellars. No one knows this place better than friend of mine Steve Watson, a local historian who has investigated this place countless times before.
There's 2 or 3 big stories around Jarrow Hall. One's to do with a small girl, and it's all to do with burns and fire. And she's been seen outside the building, she's been seen inside the building, heard. The basement area, the steps of the basement, that tends to be more around miners. When you talk about miners in the mines, that part of the building becomes a lot more active. And there's also a woman on the stairs, on the back stairs. She hung herself when she was a servant in the hall. The usual story that we've heard, had an affair with the landowner. The landowner found out she was pregnant. She then was going to get chucked out. She committed suicide. It said she committed suicide on the back stairs, and her ghost is still seen today around them back stairs. But I will say, the attic, it's not open to the public. You get a lot of noise coming from up there, and that's where the servants live. And you get a lot of noise from up in the attic area. Anglo Saxon village, interesting space, very interesting space. You go back only a couple of 100 years, it was a storage place for diesel petrol. It was used very much in the coke and cobalt. But if you want to go back more years, Jarrow was first hit by the Vikings. It was the first town, first part of mainland Britain to be hit by Vikings after the Holy Island. They come down the Tyne, went up on the slacks, came up the hills, went straight across what was a settlement, an Anglo Saxon settlement, and then straight through that village, straight into the monastery. That still stands today. The monastery obviously is very famous with Jarrow. It was twinned with the Sunderland Monastery. It's a very, very well-known monastery as well. So we don't know what's happened on that land. Things that have been seen down there, dark shadows, large figures being seen, doors opening, noises heard. So there's a bit of everything going on down there.
This location is perfect to explain to you something that is referred to in the paranormal world as the Singapore theory. It is thought that by recreating a setting to resemble how it would have looked in a certain time era, it can cause a rise in paranormal activity, such as playing old music or wearing period clothing. The Anglo Saxon farm and village here is a reconstruction. Nothing of the original land remains, as a petrol storage facility built here has changed the landscape completely. As an investigator, I know that the blood-soaked land that once was here no longer exists, but by recreating a village to how the settlement could have looked, could this invite any potential spirits to return here? Before we get into the investigation, please give the video a like and subscribe if you like ghost hunting. There's a lot more videos like this already archived on the channel and are free to watch. The ground floor of Jarrow Hall is now used as a cafe in the daytime. I sit here before the investigation and try out Ghost Tube's Seer. This is software that uses AI image generators to create a picture using the words it generates from the sensors in the environment. As you can see here, despite being in a cafe, it pictures a house.
I'm in Jarrow Hall, said to be a very active, very haunted place, home of a grey lady, possibly a child spirit in here as well. Now you can probably hear, if I get my microphone very close, we do have an alarm going off. It's not paranormal, don't worry. It's just simply a low battery, we think, in one of the fire alarms. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a walk around. I'm going to go up this first staircase. People have claimed to see a young child on here. If there's any spirits in here tonight, we would love to communicate with you, to talk to you, find out a little bit who you are. We've got rooms in this place. I'm going to show you where we did have a tragedy. I told you about the hanging. And that took place right here. Let's just introduce ourselves and ask out. Is there any spirits here in Jarrow Hall? Come forward. Come and talk to me. We're here purely on a friendship basis. I just want to find out a little bit about you. You can hear that alarm going, but we are quite happy to disprove that straight away. I think floorboards creaking has just caused that. Yeah, not paranormal, unfortunately. Is Isabella Chater here? Can you come forward? Can you come and talk to me? People have seen your apparition. I've heard your story. I've heard the story of the maid. Why did you take your life? If there's anybody with me, can you knock and copy me? I'm going to knock. Whoa. I'm stood firmly still. I'm going to knock. Can you knock back? That was actually a terrible knock. I'm going to knock on this door. Copy my knock. People have seen a child on the staircase as well. Here's an interesting theory. Why could the fire alarm batteries have drained? We talk about batteries draining on paranormal evenings, especially in cameras and recording equipment. Do they drain other batteries as well? Or was that just purely just a dead battery? Can you come forward and see if we can speak to you, shall we? And see if we can speak to you, shall we?
The noise is faint, which means it sounds like it's coming from another part of the building. Yet later on in the night, I find a piece of footage where I appear to walk over that floorboard, which is further down the corridor, on the stairs where the servant hanged herself.
Let's go. If there's any spirits in here with me tonight, may I ask you to just start by introducing yourself. Let me know your name. Who's with me? Can you hear a lady? Who are you? People have seen your apparition. Right on these stairs. Did you take your life? Did you die where this mark is? I can see where you ended your life. Are you still here? You're dead. Why did you do it? Do you regret doing it? I'm so sorry about what happened. How many people are here? Is there any children here? Are you struggling to move on? Just going to tingle on the back of my neck. A tingle. But something was literally touching the back of my neck there. Was that you that touched me? Can you make a bang? Make a solid sound? Use the sounds. Put a word together. I'm looking for the Grey Lady. People call you the Grey Lady, but I'm sure you've got a name. Did you drain the fire batteries? Do you still walk this corridor?
I decide to go down into the cellar. This is where I'm told most of the paranormal activity has been experienced by people who've ghost hunted in this building before. But what is about to happen absolutely blows my mind. Even just watching the footage back still gives me goosebumps. Keep in mind which doors are open and which ones are closed when watching this.
Hello? It is really, really warm down here. Why is that moving? Oh, that'll be the heat. That's got to be a heat. The heat is causing that to move. People see shadow figures down here. Footsteps. This was originally the cellar when Jarrow Hall was a residential place. I'm going to leave the EMF meter down here. If there's any spirits down here, can you come towards that grey box? Can you make a noise down here? Let me know of your presence. Who lives down here? Were you part of the family? Did you work for the family that lived here? It's really, really hot down here. This is obviously the central hub of the heating system of this building. I'm going to make a noise. Can you copy it? Can you come towards the grey box? Put your energy through it. Come on. Communicate with me. Oh, I heard a drop. That's probably some of this. Can you do that again? Yeah, that's some kind of boiler system. Can you bang on the door? That's the fucking toilet. I thought the toilet was going there. Hello? Someone with me? Can you bang? Like this? That's the door. What the hell? Was this door shut? Was it there? I think that was it. That was it. Hello? Is there someone here? What the hell? It just swings. I'm assuming that's doing that. Is there someone opening this door? Does the door close naturally? What the hell? It opens. That door does not close because it goes the other way. No matter where you put it, that door goes out. Why did that close? Is there someone with me in here? Can you do that again? Can you make a noise? Ignore that alarm. Can someone make a noise in here? Make a bang, a tap. Are you Isabella? I've got an icy chill. I've gone so cold. I've gone so cold. Hello? It is freezing cold in this part of the building. Need to take some photos. I'm going to take a photo of the stairs. By the way, that's my shadow causing that outline. If you want to be in the picture, there's so many squeaky floorboards in here. Flash. What caused that door to close? What caused that door to close? Am I alone? I'm not alone, am I? Somebody's in here with me. Can you come forward? I know that was you. I know somebody did that. Because this door does not. I put my foot there and walk back. This door opens naturally and swings outwards. It's going to stop there, but then it doesn't. Go back the other way. Can you do it again? Can I watch you do it? Can I watch you close that door? Please. Were you doing that to keep me down there? Something's just turned on either side of that door. That was definitely this door though, and I'm sure I kept it open. I don't really like closing myself in, but was this the sound? It's got one of those sort of sucky sounds when you close it. Let's try that again. I'm going to go down. If you want me to stay in this basement, in this cellar, shut the door. See if it happens again. Do you want me to stay down here? Can you bang? Like this? That's the door.
What caused this door to close?
What the hell?
As you can see, it only swings outwards and not inwards to close unless some kind of force is applied to it, no matter which position it's angled at. I thought I heard the toilets going a few seconds before, but when I went up there was nobody there and the automatic toilet lights were off. When I went back down, you can see that the door was wide open. I forgot to close it. There were security staff at Jarrow Hall that night, but they were in the main building and had access to their own toilets and were accounted for. If anybody had even walked into the building, they would have had to have opened the main door via a button, which you would have heard, and you would have heard them walking around. The only option you can think of is that some kind of draft has blown it shut, but all of the doors and windows are closed.
That's the door.
We've had doors opening, red footsteps, shadows seen. Down in the cellar, we heard footsteps on the stairs. Nobody opened the door, and then that was followed about 5-10 minutes later with a shadow, that's all I can describe it as, going across the room opposite us.
But if there's anybody with me tonight, can you light up, put your energy into the EMF meter? Can you put it through there? Did you die in here? Did you commit suicide on these stairs? Is this the spot where you took your own life? Put your energy forward. Can you come and talk to me? Use the voice bank. Tell me your name. Did you die in this building? Did you live in this building? Am I welcome in this place? Thank you for letting me in. Thank you. Whoa, whoa. Big knock. Upstairs, big thump. Did you hear that? Hello? Are you trying to get my attention? It's freezing up here now. It is freezing up here now. Can you do that again? You've got my attention. I'm purely here to be nice to you with full respect. You can certainly hear why there would be footsteps heard in this place. You can't walk around without making a noise. Still on edge over that whole thing. That. We look out over the back garden at Jarrow Hall. I might have to get the SLS camera out and see if we can map any figures, because it feels like there's somebody here. There is somebody not visible but present, trying to get my attention. Hello? Is there somebody on the stairs? Is there someone in here with me? Can you show yourself? someone appear for me if you're there? Can someone appear for me if you're there? Is there somebody in here with me? Can you show yourself? Did you die on these stairs? Can you show yourself? Can you appear? Is this where you took your life? Is this where it happened? You took your life on this spot, on these very stairs. Are you still here? People claim to have seen you.
I decided to take out the spirit box and do a full sweep of the building to see if I could capture any spirit voices.
Who are you? I hear a woman. I keep hearing a lady talking. Did you die on these stairs? Did you die here? What is your name? Come and speak to me. Do you haunt this place? Are you still here? Did you try and lock me in the cellar before? Is that you? Why did you do that? Why? Do you not like me? Where are you? Can you show yourself to me? I'm touching the very spot where you placed the rope and ended your life. Can you come forward? Tell me your name. Were you one of the family that lived here in Jarrow Hall? Can you say hello to me?
People.
People. Are you the little girl? Alice?
Even.
I'm walking down this staircase very slowly in the dark.
After my time in Jarrow Hall was up, I headed down to the Anglo Saxon village and on the way decided to ask any potential eyewitnesses if they'd seen anything paranormal.
Excuse me? Have you ever seen any dark figures, like shadow figures? I'm just doing a little bit of field research. I thought I'd ask the people who live here. I don't know your name. And I'm sorry if I've disturbed you, like I've woken you up or anything. Excuse me. You seem like a guy who probably would be quite brave being out here at this time. I'm just investigating reports of like disembodied voices, like black shadow figures walking around. I just wanted to know if you've maybe seen anything. One thing as a paranormal investigator I really need to look at is potential explanations for paranormal activity. And my attention is drawn straight away to a set of power lines. In fact, I don't know if you can even hear it. You can hear it buzzing away. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be responsible for paranormal sightings, paranormal activity, but static charging in the air could even be using said pylon, all the electricity, all the energy that's going straight through there to manifest. People are seeing shadows out here. People are seeing stuff all the time. Instead of draining batteries of cameras and mobile phones, could they be using that? I need to find out. I'm using a K2 meter. Look at that. We are getting an electromagnetic field right underneath, and you can hear it. Listen. You can hear it. Is that responsible for what people are claiming? I'm just going to up the IR light a little bit. People are claiming to experience stuff out here. Let's go. I've got my speaker and spirit box. Let's go. Hello? Can someone come and talk to me? Hello? That sounded like a woman. Hello? Is there anybody with me in here? What do you think of the Norse? The Vikings? What did they do to your village?
No.
Did they murder? Did they rape? Did they steal your cattle, your food, your Yale? On this very site, there was a village destroyed in a Viking invasion. I just want to point out that's not a real Viking. This is a museum. It's a reconstruction of an Anglo Saxon village. How would you feel about a Viking being put up there as a statue on the very spot where they came and did this to your village? Do you forgive them? Did they disrespect your religion? Can you show yourself to me? I can't believe this land harbours so much bloodshed. This is once the site of a Viking massacre. Obviously now it's a tourist attraction and a museum for kids. But the things that happened on this land were probably shocking and very dark, and probably too dark to even talk about. Pillage, murder, rape. If only the soil could tell a story of what happened on this very site. May you all rest in peace, or at least find some peace. I know it's been 1,000 or so years later. But may your spirits find some sort of peace.
Today, Jarrow lives on as a very modern town, but its references to Bede and the Vikings are still buried within its history. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the Dead Air channel if you want to watch more ghost hunts just like this one.